Hi everyone, Linda here again with you from Gunlet Lane Jewellery. I'd like to welcome you all back to my channel, and if you're new here then welcome, and I hope you enjoy your visit. This week another link for you guys. This is our little link that we're going to be making. This link is really versatile. It can be used in so many different ways. Beautiful in earring, bracelet, necklace, you know, whatever you can come up. It's just up to your imagination. So if you'd like to learn how to make this link, then just stay with me. I'll grab all my supplies together and we'll get going. Here I have a piece of 18 gauge wire, and I've cut it to 15 centimeters and flush cut the end. I've got my 6-step pliers, and I'm going to make a loop on the end using the smaller loop, the smaller mandrel. This is a really, well, it's quick and I think very, very easy. So we've got our loop. Now we can tidy that up if you want to like make a perfect loop. So just come in and if I can get the right angle onto the camera and get the wire to behave. Okay, just close that loop back up. So it gives it a, why won't my wire stay where I want it to stay? Goodness, a nice round loop like that. And then I'm going to come in with the third smallest or fourth largest, whichever way you want to look at it. And I'm coming right up so that it's the loop is touching the pliers. And I'm just going to turn that around like that. So we've got this little sort of funny looking S shape. I'm going to reinsert my plier into that, and I'm going to bring this piece of wire, and keep this on camera, up a little bit behind that loop, so it's like that. Now I'm going to come up and use the next size up on my pliers, and we've got that going just off at a bit of an angle like that. And I'm going to come around that mandrel, just readjusting if you need to. I need to because I'm doing this under a camera and I can't get the angle I want how I would normally do it. So now we have that, and we're coming across again like that. And I'm going to use that same mandrel again. Oop, turn around the right way, Linda. And I'm going to bring this wire over the top and bring it up like that. So it'll be looking like that. Now I'm going to lift this wire up. We need to do this so that we can get our pliers in there. And I'm going to grab, oh no, I should be able to do it with this. I was going to grab a different pair of pliers, but I should be able just using, you know, trying to use as least tools as we can. So we've lifted it up, and we need to come in, and I'm going to use the this size here on the mandrel, so the second one. Bring our pliers in, and I'm looking, I've got my pliers just, try and stay on camera, Linda, goodness. Maybe I need to move my camera over a bit. Might have it set in the same position I normally do. So I've got my, this mandrel here is sitting just level with the bottom of this first loop that we made. Okay, now I'm going to turn this wire over the top and bring it around. Sorry if you can hear that beeping out the front. It's the council picking up roadside rubbish today. So, I mean, you know, rubbish that you put out from your house that you don't want anymore, that doesn't go in your normal garbage. Does that make sense? Okay, so we've got that loop And I'm just going to bend it back down into place now. So it should be looking like that. And I'm going to grab this, well, I just want to, just hold on one sec while I have a look and see where I went with the other one. I can't remember how I did it. Okay, I've got it. So I'm just going to grab this piece of wire here, and I'm supporting these whole 3 of these loops up the top here. So I'm supporting that with my thumb and my forefinger. I'm just going to lift this wire up and pop it down inside that loop there. I hope that noise outside's not too noisy. Okay, just gonna try to do these things under a camera. Okay, I just want to move that in a little bit more. And I'm just going to bring this wire around from the back and readjust it. I probably should have cut off just a little bit more than 15 centimeters. I would say go either 15.5 or 16. I will get this eventually. I'm not going to let it get the better of me. So I'm going to pull that wire in a bit tighter. Just, I would say another ½ centimeter should do, just to make it a bit more comfortable for yourself. So go 15.5 centimeters. Rather than the 15, especially if you're fairly new to wire wrapping, I would suggest. If you're a bit of a seasoned wrapper, you'd probably be able to get this without having to worry about cutting more wire. And pull that in a bit tighter and give me a little bit more wire there. There. That looks really nice. Okay, now what I was going to suggest to you, and I totally forgot, was to hammer your corners before wire wrapping. So I'm going to attempt to do that now without, well, I should have done it before I wrap this center. I would have just lifted my loops out of the way so I could get them on my block and hammer each one, but I'll just attempt it now. I could be successful or it may not work, who knows. But you don't have to do this anyway. This is not necessary. I would hammer it with a rubber mallet if you want just to harden it. But this is just pure aesthetic looks, just so, you know, looks nice. Let's see if I can get the edge of this loopy. And I might just be able to get the edge of this one here. Let me see. I flatten that out a little bit. And so I'm also showing you a way here that you can, if you make a mistake like I did, maybe you can rectify it. Oops, wrong end of the hammer. And just get the edge of that one. As I said, it's all purely aesthetic. I could maybe get the edge of this one here too. Just be very gentle if you're doing it like I'm doing it. There we go. I got it. I'll just leave that there for a second because I'm going to use my rubber hammer now. Excuse me. And as you can see, it's all sort of, you know, up in the air, like it's all uneven. So we're going to just give that a bit of a hammer just to shape it, to put everything in place. and just give it a little bit on the back just for that join there. Those away, and I think that looks pretty good. Now you can also do this mirror reversed, so you would do exactly as you were doing, but do it the other way so that this loop is on the other side, so that when you put, you know, if you're going to use it in a chain, let me see what I've got here. I know I did a reverse one somewhere, just got to find it. Nope. Nope, that's not the reverse either. Where did I put it, for goodness sake? Okay, I can't find it. I'm sorry, guys. I just... Oh, I know what I did with it. I found it. Okay, so I'll show you this first. So this is, I put a pair of earrings together using the link. I just wanted to show you how beautiful it can look as a pair of earrings. You can just imagine those. And I also attached a bead to the center. So that's, I think it's a 6mm tiger eye. It's a coin shaped, faceted coin shaped one. So I just attached that to the inside of this this loop here. You could attach one up there if you wanted to, just, you know, make it your own, just do something with it. But this is why, this is my reverse one here, because I was making it as an earring. So if you can imagine in a necklace, so you've got one going that way, and without the stone in it, or with the stone, just, you know, that's totally your decision. But I'm just saying, if you did it without the stone, then you would have one going this way and one going that way, so you could interchange them as you were going along. I'll just put some together quickly. I'll leave that one in there, leave that one. Okay, I've got a couple of smaller ones here, so I just want to show you can do them on a smaller gauge, just using smaller mandrels on your pliers. I've got another set of 6-step pliers here, and this is what I use for my smaller loop here, and then just went up in size. I think this one here might have been my largest one, if I remember rightly. There, that one there, for the larger loops. Yeah, just have play around with it anyway, so see what you come up with. But just a couple of ideas. You could put a large one, a small one, one with a stone in it, another smaller one, a larger one, you know, just moving along like that. I don't know that I'd actually make a whole chain out of these. I think these are more of a like a focal in a chain, or just a link that you would use here and there. But you could definitely use them in a bracelet, most definitely. I wish I had to put one together. I've just run out of time this week. But you could see this one here as a focal in a bracelet, and then you could use a couple of the smaller ones on either side. You could go all the way around if you wanted to, or just use one either side, and then some chain going around the back of your wrist. You know, if you wanted to do it something with a stone in it, if you wanted to have something like that. And yeah, so it's just something for you to play around with. I'm just sorry that I didn't get anything more than one earring to put together as an example of how I would use the link. But I think it's beautiful, and I think that is a gorgeous looking earring, and I can't wait to hear your feedback on it. That would be wonderful. What else do I want to say? Okay, well, that's the tutorial for this week. I wanted to show you the finished bracelet from last week's. I haven't oxidized it yet, but I put some little dangles on it. I'll photograph it and put it in my Facebook group when I've oxidized it. But it's got some little dangles going around there. And I also put a little safety chain on this one. I don't usually do that. I don't know why the idea just popped into my head to put a little safety chain on it. But yeah, that's the bracelet from last week. So the Facebook group, it's a private group. I'll leave a link down the bottom in the description for you if you'd like to join. We're about 448 members, I think we're up to at the moment, 445, something like that, members at the moment, and people are just posting beautiful work. So if you need some inspiration, you'd like to see some other people's designs, what they're doing, not just only with my links, what they're doing with, you know, any design that they've come up with. Some of the people there make their own beads. It's very inspirational is what I'm trying to get at. So if you need some inspiration, you'd like to see what other people are doing, then join our free Facebook group. It's a really safe group. So there's, you know, no worries about being spammed or scammed or anything like that. As I said, I'll leave the link down the bottom. That's all I've got to say, I think, guys. So I shall see you all next week. Everybody have a great one. And I will catch you next week. And go out there and make something beautiful, guys. Bye.